You better tell me.
Well, you were supposed to call me this morning and take me out this afternoon. That's all.
Except I didn't.
Except you didn't.
Forgot?
All right. Look, it's late. You better run along.
Can I come back again sometime?
No, I don't know, Pete. You mix everything up.
You don't sound mixed up, Daisy. You sound composed, certain.
No, don't, Pete.
I'm going. I just want to hold you for a minute. The world's dead. Everybody in it's dead but you. Daisy, did you ever let yourself get into a mood you couldn't find a way out of?
What's the matter, Pete?
My wife was killed 5 years ago. Automobile accident. That started it, a kind of slow dying. I fought against it, but it happened anyway. The war did the rest.
Oh, that's foolish, and I think you know it.
Yeah. The 2 times I was wounded, I wanted like anything to live. When I got well, it started again. Susie gone, I didn't want to see any of my friends or go back to anything I'd ever done before.
Come on. I don't believe a word of it. Oh, I believe the facts are all right, but not the melodrama. If everything had gone dead for you, Pete, you wouldn't know it. You wouldn't be here trying to sound like a case history.
You know all about case histories, don't you?
All right, have your tragedy. Go on. You're sort of using me, aren't you?
Yes. Aren't you using me? We can talk about me, but not about you.
There's no drama in my life.
You're in love with a ruthless tycoon. Isn't that dramatic?
It isn't like that at all.
Do you love him?
Suppose I do.
But it isn't enough. I wouldn't be here, would I?
Pete, in all the case histories I've read about, it seems a good idea to get a job. Find other things to think about.
Daisy, the whole thing had disappeared a month after we were married.
Married? Oh, you're a South by North character if ever there was one. You're exactly what I don't need.
You know you're very tender about being proposed to.
Oh, Pete, please.
Why shouldn't I ask you to marry me? I love you. I want to marry you. Oh, please say yes. Please come and meet my sister and brother-in-law in Scarsdale. And receive a letter from my aunt in Cambridge. Please, Daisy. Come live with me. Be my love. Or better still, let me come here and live with you. Please marry me. Darling Daisy. Lovely Daisy. You have such nice ears, Daisy.
Look, Listen, let's start all over again, huh? There's a ball game Wednesday night.
Okay. If I'm not here Wednesday at 7, I won't bother to call again. Good night, Miss Kenyon.
Dad, when did you get back from California?
10 minutes ago, Papa. Why?
Now, see here, Dad. I'm not only your father-in-law, I'm also your law partner. Have you any idea what's been going on here since you've been away?
How about that Chelsea number, Marcia?
I'm still busy, Mr. O'Malley.
Amalgamated Gas is retaining Stevens because we don't give them enough time. The SEC has postponed the hearing and the Buckley case...
Can I go away for 18 days without you working yourself into a state? How are Lucille and the kids?
They're fine. We're all having dinner tonight. And if you want a pleasant dinner, let's get our harsh words over with now.
Oh, do we have to have harsh words, Sugar Plum?
It was tough enough before you took on that ridiculous Noguchi case. When you shut yourself up for 18 days in
Papa,
California.
Did you or I ever object when Coverley Sr. spent 4 months a year on his yacht?
What's that got to do with it?
We didn't object, did we? A man needs his relaxation. And I never object when you stand up in a trout stream looking like Calvin Coolidge 2 months a year either, do I?
What's all this got to do with a grandstand play defending a Japanese?
If it gives me pleasure to fight some race prejudices, including your own, that's my sport. Understand?
All right, Dad.
Who brought the SEC case in here anyway? Amalgamated Gas, National Motors. And why do we still have to have your papa's name on that door 10 years after he drowned himself in a boat race?
I said all right, Dad.
Okay, Dewdrop. Now that the harsh words are over, phone Lucille for me, will you? Ask her if she'll meet us at the colony at 9.
Very well, Dad.
Tell her I'm back and happy and well and that I love her. And that you're happy and well and that you love me. What about that number, Marcia?
Still busy, Mr. O'Malley.
Forget it. I'm going downtown. I'll be back about 6.
No, my line wasn't busy, Dan. I had the receiver off.
Well, didn't you get my wire? You knew I was coming back today.
Yes, I knew. Speaking of wires, I sent 2 or 3 myself.
That didn't make sense. You're going to marry him? Is that it? Is that what those telegrams mean?
I have married him, Dan. I wanted to tell you to your face. Couldn't do it over the phone.
Oh. Say, these photographs. Huh. That's a twist.
They're his. Pete's.
That's what I mean. The guy moves in and brings his etchings with him. What's his connection with boats?
He designs them. At least he did before the war, up on Cape Cod. We're moving there as soon as we can.
Oh, well.
Yes, I can get my magazine assignments here and do my work up there. After a few months, people know what he wants to do. Well, he doesn't think he wants to go back to boat designing.
This photograph. This boat's the Sartatia, isn't it?
Yes, his father designed her.
It was a wonderful sloop. I used to sail her years ago with old Pop Coverley.
I didn't know you cared anything about boats.
A lot of things about me you didn't know. A lot I didn't know either. Well, have a good life, baby. You deserve it. Bye, Daisy.
Goodbye, Dan.
Hello, Mr. O'Mara. You want this taxi, too?
You hadn't planned to keep it?
No. No, this is where I'm living.
Yeah, I just heard about it. Your father designed the Sartatia, I understand.
Yes.
There was something about her I was never able to figure out. She was the only boat that didn't roll to the swells.
Didn't do what?
Didn't roll to swells.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the Blue Nose in her, the old cluster hulls. Ever see her out of the water?
No.
She's almost straight wall for 3 feet below the waterline.
What I don't understand is who figured out that a few planks in the hull of a ship could make her behave in a planned way.
Who? Observing seamen. Logic.
It's things like that make people like me mad.
Why?
Anything logical makes me want to fight for some reason. I've always distrusted logic. That's what makes life unexpectedly pleasant. The illogical. Like this moment, for instance.
Why doesn't one of us take a poke at the other and get it over with?
Someday one of us may. Meanwhile, good luck, Mr. Lapham.
Thanks, Mr. O'Mara.
Oh, the cab. I won't send it back this time.
In a moment, we'll bring you Act 2 of Daisy Kenyon. Meanwhile, here's our Hollywood reporter, Libby Collins. What's the good word, Libby?
Well, Mr. Keeley, after hearing our guest reporter, Sheila Graham, last week, praising Frank Capra's State of the Union, I made a point of seeing it.
And I'm sure you found the picture a delightful experience, as I did.
It certainly was. Naturally, a combination of stars like Spencer Tracy, Katharine Hepburn, and Van Johnson should make any picture an outstanding success.
Especially a romantic and amusing comedy like that one.
As Sheila said, it's so timely for Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer to release it now. Its political situations provide some of the best laughs of the year.
What did you think of Angela Lansbury's performance as the lovely and ambitious publisher?
One of the high spots of the picture, Mr. Keeley. She made the most of her opportunity to play with 3 such top stars as Spencer Tracy, Katharine Hepburn, and Van Johnson.
And Angela comes off with flying colors.
I knew you'd like her. Besides proving herself a fine actress in State of the Union, she's a really beautiful girl. I'm sure John Kennedy noticed that lovely complexion of hers.
That's what most of us notice first of all, Libby. Angela, like so many Hollywood stars, is a Lux girl.
Indeed she is, John. She told me so herself. Lux toilet soap gives her skin just the gentle, protecting care it needs.
It's a soap made to care for million-dollar complexions. 9 out of 10 screen stars recommend daily beauty facials with Lux toilet soap.
Yes, that rich, fragrant lather does wonderful things for the skin. Leaves it softer, smoother, screen stars say.
Tests prove this beauty care really works. Skin specialists found that in actually 3 out of 4 cases, complexions became lovelier in a short time with gentle Lux soap care.
I'm sure any woman who tries it will understand why Lux toilet soap is Hollywood's favorite beauty soap.
Why not get some Lux toilet soap tomorrow? See what fresh new loveliness it gives your skin. Here's Mr. Keeley at the microphone.
We continue with the second act of Daisy Kenyon, starring Ida Lupino in the title role and Dana Andrews as Dan. It's 3 months now since Daisy Kenyon and Peter Lapham were married. 3 months since Ida has seen or heard from Dan O'Mara. Daisy and Pete are now in Cape Cod, driving toward the cottage they've just purchased.
Pete, Who was that man? The one you spoke to in Provincetown?
Well, that was Dino, darling. Dino's a fisherman. I haven't seen him in years. He wants me to rebuild his boat for him.
Going to?
I don't know. Maybe. Dino says there's lots of work for me around here.
Mm-hmm. I think I'd like to meet Dino.
When I told him my wife was here, he thought I meant Susie.
Oh? He knew her?
Yeah. We had a cottage a couple of miles from where we'll be. I didn't tell you
You
because...
didn't have to tell me, Pete. She's not of your life yet, is she?
Of course she is.
No, it's not that easy, Pete. Don't ever expect one person to replace another one.
You sure you're talking about me, Daisy?
Not entirely, no. You lost something in Susie, and I lost something in Dan. You've no right to expect the same things in each other.
And it's no good thinking about what we've lost. It's a lot more fun to find out what we've gained. I love you, Daisy.
Thank you, Pete. Now, suppose you keep your eye on the road. That's our new house we're going to.
No.
Pete, wake up, darling. What is it? What's the matter?
Oh, Daisy.
Pete, are you all right?
Nightmare. I fell asleep in the chair, I guess. Well, see who you're married now? Son of Dracula.
I was about to fix dinner. You called out.
Can't even keep my nightmares to myself. Sorry.
What was it, Pete?
How do I know? Susie, the war, no Welsh rampage.
Most of all, Susie.
You say so, Doctor.
I say so. Because I've had to work hard to get Dan out of my system. Pete, I was cleaning off the desk before, and I found this. When did you write this to Susie?
The night she died. I'd forgotten about it. You go through my papers often, sweetheart?
Well, it was in the common property drawer. Almost as if you wanted me to find it. The winds of earth are old and sane. But tell me when you know. What happens to a hurricane that hasn't any place to go?
I wrote that in self-pity. The whole nightmare was that. You know,